Hey, what's up everyone? It's Vesper and it's time to start our character guide. Super exciting. So we're gonna start with Honda to master rank, charge down back, then press forward and punch. And be sure to subscribe to the channel for some more character guides. And I'll see everyone next time. Peace. Obviously I'm kidding, guys. There's more to it than that. Don't worry. So this is gonna be how I personally got Honda to master rank. And so I'm gonna be doing this character guide just a little bit differently. I'm still gonna go over all of his normals, specials, supers, and his general game plan, but I'm only gonna show the stuff that I personally used. And if there's something that I don't like or I don't think is very good or I didn't use, I'll be sure to mention that as well. But I'm not gonna be going over everything, just the essentials. So let's start with his normals first. Let's start with Crouching Light Punch. Crouching Light Punch is one of the most used normals you're gonna use with Honda. It's very, very good. Starts up in 4 frames, it's super fast. This is his fastest button. It has excellent range for a Crouching Light Punch. And it goes into his hands, it goes into his headbutt, it goes into his butt slam even if the opponent is standing. It's your super essential normal and you're going to be using it the most. So Honda's Standing Light Punch, this one goes further than your Crouching Light Punch, but the problem with this is that you can't like chain into it with this Crouching Light Punch. So you're mostly going to be using a Standing Light Punch to do this target combo, a light punch, medium punch target combo. And this is going to go into headbutt, it's going to go into your sumo dash for corner carry, and you're mostly just going to be comboing into it from like crouching medium kick, for example, or, you know, OD hands. Honda's Standing Light Kick, this button also starts in 4 frames like your Crouching Light Punch. It's really fast, but you notice it has like no range, man. It's barely even sticking out his foot. But what makes this unique is that it's actually 5 frames on hit. So this means that you can link into Honda's Standing Light Punch, unlike his Crouching Light Punch, which you can't do. So this means that if you're, you know, right next to your opponent when you knock him down, then you can go into this target combo in particular. I personally don't use this combo very much at all. I don't use the Standing Light Kick, but that's exactly what it's for. Now, Honda's Crouching Light Kick, this is basically to check opponents that are, you think they're going to jump away because they're afraid of your Ocho throw. So if you get Oki, for example, and you do a butt slam, you dash in, you think they're going to jump, then you would do like dash in, Crouching Light Kick to check their toes. It's also really good when you have level 3 up because you're a huge threat. So I like to like walk in on my opponent and go Crouching Light Kick like this, and it's a free level 3. It's super good for checking lows, especially with how good your Crouching Light Punch is. Even if you hit with the tip of this, your Crouching Light Punch is going to combo for you, which is really good. Okay, Honda's Standing Medium Punch now. This is another huge key normal for Honda. It's special cancelable, which is really good because this thing is soul plus. If you hit the opponent with the Standing Medium Punch, you're +4. So that means you can still combo after it. I mostly use a Standing Medium Punch if I'm going to drive rush in because of how absurd this is on block. So if the opponent blocks this thing, you're +1. Keep that in mind. You're +1 and you're in Ocho throw range. If you drive rush into it, it's going to be +5. So you're insanely plus, and this allows you to basically mix up your opponent because they're going to be scared of your Ocho throw. So after your drive rush Standing Medium Punch, you can check low with Crouching Medium Kick. I like to go for like a big hit and do my Standing Heavy Kick 2 hits and then blow them up for like huge damage. So put the block count to 1. So I go something like this, like massive damage if they try to jump. Another cool thing is that since this is special cancelable, if your opponent does like drive rush to stop you from drive rushing in, or do drive impact at me, you can drive impact back. And of course the range makes it really good. If they stick out a button, you'll usually win. Yeah, it's just really good. I use this button a lot. There's also hand clap combos I like to do with this as well, because when you hit with this at the edge and you do clap, the clap usually combos. So if I have like a stock up, for example, I could do like a really easy confirm with OD hands, or you don't even need to do OD hands. I could go like something like this and combo after it. It's really good. I like to use it in neutral a lot. So Standing Medium Punch, another very big key button. Crouching Medium Punch now. Crouching Medium Punch, also special cancelable. It's another great button. This is good for certain whiff punishes, but it still starts up in 8 frames, which is the same as your Heavy Punch. But it's got a pretty good hitbox on it. I don't use Crouching Medium Punch too often, but it is another button that you should consider because you can't special cancel the tip of Heavy Punch, but you can with Crouching Medium Punch. So this is like another way for you to go into hands, confirm a level 3. I also use it when I know I have lethal from a light and I need to get into my sumo dash using drive rush. So what I mean is doing something like this, going into crouching medium like that, because this allows me to go like this. And there's a lot of scaling here, but it allows me to finish the round. Like, the opponent blocks my butt slam for whatever reason, and I do a standing light punch and they try to challenge that. You know, crouching medium punch is how I close the round because I combo into all that from there. Crouching medium kick. This button is really, really good. It naturally, it's naturally +5 on hit. So this means that it links into your standing light punch or your crouching light punch. And so obviously the range isn't good for a crouching medium kick, but Honda has got really good forward walk speed. Like, it's good. And most of the time they're scared of you, right? Because you're doing headbutts or whatever. So whenever you're close to your opponent, don't sleep on crouching medium kick, because if you hit them, it's a free confirm into whatever, right? And then you can, drive rush from it, or you can just keep it simple and just go crouching light punch into headbutt. Even if they block that whole sequence, you're still good to go. And crouching medium kick is also good to straight up drive rush into. Once again, it's like a quick check on a low. You're +9, so that's really good. That means you can do the same combo basically. I occasionally drive rush into crouching medium kick, but a lot of the times I use it when I'm really close, like when they're getting up off the ground. So really, really good. Oh my god, guys, I forgot about talking about standing medium kick. Whoops, I gotta shoehorn this in the video. So standing medium kick. This move, I do not use that much. It's for a very specific use, and that is blowing up really good crouching medium kicks or very low attacks. So characters like Jamie or Ryu or Jury or Cammy, those kind of characters, when they do, they try to bully you with crouching medium kicks, you use standing medium kick, and that will blow them up. Like that, see? So when you hit with this thing, you're +4 naturally, so that means you can combo after it if you're close enough. Counter hit, you might be able to combo into other things like standing light punch, for example. And you can drive rush with this thing too if you think the opponent's going to do a react crouching medium kick, but honestly, I never use it that way. It's really slow, it's 10 frames, so they made sure it was very specific. Okay, Honda standing heavy punch, another awesome, amazing. This button does it all, man. I mean, first off, this is Honda's best anti-air, straight up. It's so good. I know a lot of people are going to use headbutt, but I'm telling you, this button is so reliable as an anti-air. You can hit it early, you can hit it late, you can hit it when the opponent is right above your head. It hits like all the way in front of them. It's just, look how good this thing is. It's amazing. At any angle, when the opponent, and I have the opponent in the corner with Honda, which is very often, heavy punches just my go-to when they try to jump over me. It's super good. Don't sleep on it. This is his #1 anti-air. Now, as a button, it's still godlike. Now, you can cancel the close heavy punch, and it won't naturally combo into sumo dash, but if you drive rush into it, it will. This is very important when you're optimizing damage and combos. Like, for example, if I land a drive impact, let's put it on punish counter. I like to drive rush heavy punch just for a little bit more deeps, because this close heavy punch does a lot of damage. But the tip of it, you can actually special cancel this if you get the power up. The power up is really good because then now the tip you can cancel into heavy hands for really good damage or for a way of getting to your level 3. I'll go through that more later. Another thing that heavy punch is really good for is whiff punishing. This is very powerful for whiff punishing. So if you punish counter even at the tip of this thing, well, first off, I mean, you can just like, if you're a beginner, you can just do headbutt. Still fantastic damage. But if you're more of an advanced player, I'd recommend drive rushing heavy punch, and then boom, you got big major corner carry. It can literally win the game for you for one whiff punish with Honda standing heavy punch. It's a fantastic button, just super good hitbox. I cannot express enough how good this button is. So far, I would say the 3 best buttons: crouching light punch, standing medium punch, standing heavy punch. Those buttons I use the most when I'm playing Honda overall. Okay, standing heavy kick. So standing heavy kick, you're mostly going to be using this close for the 2 hits. And what I use this for is to easily confirm into drive rush. So if I ever think the opponent is going to jump on me because they're scared of Ocho throw. I use this to bait people. So like, if they block, for example, I'll they block my standing medium punch. I like to press heavy kick because it's really good. It's -5. I don't have to worry about them, you know, punishing or anything. It's cancelable, so I can just go into hands if I want to as well. But if they get hit by this thing, it's the easiest confirm in the world to drive rush. Super good. Another good thing about standing heavy kick is that the second part of it, the second hit, still cancelable. So what happens is that when I play against like Chun-Li players or players that are really zoning, sometimes you're going to jump in on them. You're going to hit them with just the tip of jumping heavy punch. I recommend jumping heavy punch. And if you hit them with just the tip, you're not going to be able to go into your heavy punch because you can't cancel the tip of it, right? But you can with the heavy kick. So a lot of times if I'm playing against a Chun-Li and they throw a fireball really far on me, I'll do something like this and I get a full conversion, right? No, I shouldn't go with the heavy kick. I'll go like this one. Like this. Full conversion. Massive damage, especially at level 3. I've won many rounds that way. So don't forget about far standing heavy kick in that regard. It's really good. And like I said, if you ever have the opponent knocked down, sometimes I'll just straight up do heavy kick. Because it's lights out if you catch them jumping, which people will do a lot against Honda because they're super scared, right? Crouching heavy punch now. Okay, crouching heavy punch. This button is really good too because it's actually safe on block. This button, point blank, it's only -3. It's super good. So if you hit with this thing, it's only +3, so you're not gonna get anything. But if you get a counter hit, so if you're like bullying your opponent, you know, throw out a crouching heavy punch every now and then because the range is absurd on this thing. And if you get a counter hit, boom, free deeps. Really, really good. You can even get 2 lights if you're close enough, like this. Or you can go into, you know, butt slam if they're standing. Don't sleep on crouching heavy punch. It's kind of just a move you can just kind of throw out. When you combine, crouching heavy punch is not cancelable, but when you get the stock, it is cancelable. So when usually I get a stock, my go-to button to poke them with is crouching heavy punch. Very, very, very strong. You'll get massive damage, especially if you have level 3. It's really good, man. Okay, Honda sweep. Honda sweep, dude. This sweep sucks, man. It's got no range. I almost never use it. The only cool thing about Honda sweep, honestly, because you might as well just use crouching medium kick at this point, is it hits on both sides. It's a pizza cutter. So you see a Honda, he spins around. He actually kicks you if someone's on the opposite side. There's not too much uses even for that, but there is actually a hilarious side switch combo that takes quite a bit of meter. I'll see if I can do it so I can show you guys. It's a very silly combo. Watch this. That's it. That's the sauce with his sweep. It's the only thing I can find. Don't use it, okay? It sucks. All right, let's talk about Honda's command normals now. So Honda's forward heavy kick, another huge staple. This thing hits low. Okay, it checks opponent's toes. This is what you use when people walk back on you. You're really afraid. It drains a lot of drive gauge. It's safe to use. Very, very good. When you combine this thing with drive rush, it's cracked. +5 on hit. Very strong. It's a good way to open somebody up if you're really far and you're in a life deficit and you need to go ham, you need to go in. So forward heavy kick is really good when you combine it with drive rush, and it's just a good poke. In general, man, forward heavy kick is very strong. What else does Honda have for command normal? Oh, he's got the overhead. So the overhead, this overhead is slower than most overheads. But if you counter hit with this thing, you'll be able to combo after it. And the main way you're going to be comboing into it is you can target combo from Honda's standing medium punch. So you go standing medium punch into his overhead. And there's purposely a gap in here. And if the opponent gets blown up by it by trying to jump or press a button. Do I got a block on first hit? Block count 1. He'll get counter hit and then you'll be +5 and then, you know, you can combo into whatever. This butt slam, crouching light punch, butt slam, or crouching light punch. Headbutt. And the reason why they're gonna squirm and press a button and try to jump out is because you can carry this thing into his Ocho throw. So you can do something really cheeky like that. So all you gotta do is while you're pressing down forward heavy kick, you can just straight up do your command grab, half circle back kick. And this is really good because when you drive rush and you do your command grab in this game, Honda loses momentum. So you drive rush and he kind of stops when he does his command grab. But if you drive rush into the overhead and you carry cancel, he gets a little bit more distance like that. And that's a good way to catch your opponent off guard and they don't think you're that close, but you are when you combine the two together with drive rush. It's really good, and generally it's safe on block. I like to use this a lot in the corner when I'm really pressuring my opponent because they're scared of the grab. I can get a frame trap. That's -3 on block. Really, really good. Most of the time I can steal my turn back too, even especially if you use like perfect parry or something. So those two command normals are good. Let me check the command list. Let's see here. Did I forget about any unique attacks? Okay, jumping normals. When you jump with Honda, I prefer jumping heavy punch personally. I feel like it's got a better hitbox, but jumping heavy kick is still very, very good angle. I just happen to win more with jumping heavy punch. If the opponent tries to cross me up and they're right in front of me, jump back jab to anti-air. Jumping light kick crosses up, but I don't use it. Jumping down medium kick, his last command norm we didn't go over. This is his main cross up. Very good when you cross up with this thing. I like to do standing medium punch, put them in the mix because I'm +1, right? Or you can just go straight up low, fish for lows if you got your level 3, and it's just, you know, your typical cross up. What else do I use in the air? Jumping heavy punch. This is very, very good. This is a neutral jumping heavy punch. When you do this, when you use this button, you can hold back and forward and move with it like this. And this is extremely good when the opponent is chucking plasma at you, because this way you can creep forward without overcommitting. And you don't, like, if you jump forward, it's kind of risky, right? Because you can get uppercut. But you can kind of creep forward with it, slowly and slowly. If the opponent happens to jump too, well, they're gonna get beat flat out by this. Is a very good air to air, and it still hits them on the way down. But I wouldn't obviously use it that way. If they crouch it, they can duck that for sure and make it whiff. So for air normals, that's pretty much all I use for Honda, guys. Most of the time, you're gonna be on the ground doing headbutts, dude. So don't worry about that. Okay, I think that's it for the normals. Let's go over his special moves now. All right, let's start with the legendary headbutt, guys. So headbutt is insane. I'm sure everyone knows about it, but I'll go over it. So when you do headbutt, doesn't matter what strength, it's -4. It's completely safe. No one's light is gonna hit you. You're gonna want to abuse this. When the opponent's blocking it, they lose about a bar of drive gauge. The heavy is a bar. The light and medium is almost a bar. So you're gonna want to really abuse this as much as you can, and really bully the opponent. Now, if the opponent gets crafty and they start to perfect parry you, right? If they perfect parry you, you have to remember to change the speeds of your headbutt. So even though you're like close like this, sometimes it's best to do the light headbutt, because if you do the light headbutt, they're gonna parry you early and you're gonna mess up their timing. You're gonna want to make them second guess themselves, and you want to add mental stacks so you can sneak in a drive rush medium punch or a drive rush crushing medium kick. And the OD version of the headbutt is very strong. Now, this has 1 hit of armor, and that armor starts on frame 1. If you don't know what that means, it means that it's instant. It means that even if the opponent does a safe jump setup on you, where there's no gap at all, the OD headbutt is still going to hit. It's still armored through and it's still going to hit. It's very, very strong. You can use this against fireballs as well, because it armors right through it. So when you're against zoners, OD headbutt is pretty much going to be your go-to to go past it, right? And hit them and armor through. Or whenever they're using like a very oppressive button on you, you can use OD headbutt as well and use it as a reversal. Now, when you use this as a reversal, the big weakness about this move is that it's not throw invincible. So if the opponent is like walking and pressuring you and they do a grab, for example, you're gonna get grabbed and blown up for this thing. So you definitely don't want to use this as a reversal if you think they're gonna throw you, but you know, Honda doesn't have very many choices when it comes to that. Another thing, if the opponent baits you when you use this thing, you're gonna get blown up hard. This is one of the most punishable moves in the game. It's -20. So that means some characters will be able to just literally dash in on you and still be able to punish you. So you gotta be very careful. They can hit you with anything they want if they block this thing. So yeah, be mindful of that. But still, headbutt is your most powerful and used move, and you're gonna live and die by this move a lot. Don't be shy to do block strings into this move. Remember, the point of headbutt is not necessarily hit them, it's to drain their drive gauge. And a lot of players that play against me, they lose focus of that and they get burnt out really easily because they're so used to doing their fat combos and drive rushing on me that they forget they're losing so much meter. And when they start to do that, they get burnt out early, and then headbutt becomes super lethal because now they're eating chip damage from this thing. And they can't perfect parry it because they're burnt out, and then it's pretty much GG's, right? Okay, butt slam. Butt slam is it's used in tandem with your headbutt. So when the opponent gets crafty and they try to jump back on you, they try to jump your headbutt, you use butt slam to swat them out of the air. There we go. And you swat them out of the air with it. And it could be really frustrating because this thing is +1 on block, which is absurd. So it's still your turn. That means if you do light punch after, they have to hold that. So that's really good. Like most of the time after butt slam, you should always just press light punch and check them to make sure. I would buffer that into like headbutt, for example, and then you can get some free damage, especially in the lower ranks when people get like really agitated by Honda. Hold on, I'm trying to like get the perfect range so I can just show you guys a quick example. There we go, something like that. And you can direct this. So when you do butt slam, you can hold back while you're doing it to do it shallow. You don't press anything for mid, and then you hold forward for long range. And you use this for a number of reasons, but one of them is to make sure you can get the cross up. You don't want to whiff this thing because then you can get punished for it. You want to keep your opponent on the toes and be unpredictable. Now, same thing. You're gonna go against good players. They're gonna perfect parry the butt slam. Okay, so you have to remember once again that you want to change the strength of your butt slam. So the light, medium, and heavy butt slams have different speeds when Honda is descending. And it's very subtle. It's hard to notice, but when you play against a good Honda player, you will notice it. It's harder to perfect parry him. So remember that. If you become predictable, change your speeds, especially between the light and the heavy. And it'll make it a lot harder for your opponent to perfect parry it. And every time they mess up, right, you're draining their drive gauge and you're plus in front of their face. Another cheeky thing you can do is you're just close enough for an OD Ocho throw. So if you need to close around and they're respecting you too much, that is definitely an option that you should be doing. OD butt slam. I would say this is the single best move Honda has. Really, this is your ultimate trump card. I started using OD butt slam a lot during my last day to master rank, and it's just this move is broken. This move is broken, dude. So this move is actually an anti-air. No jokes. It's air invincible on the way up. So this means you can use it against Kami dive kicks, Jury dive kicks. You can use it against Blanca ball. You'll win every single time. Anything that's in the air. Dawson's floating in the air. Man, anything. Phalanx. It's just, this move is like insane. It's an anti-air, but also hits players on the ground. It's super fast, so if they're not blocking, they'll get hit. Still plus when it lands, and extremely hard to perfect parry because he descends so quickly. So I would say, I'm not saying to do OD butt slam 3 times in a row, but I'm saying this move is clutch. If you need to clutch it out, OD butt slam should be your go-to to clutch. Or if you need to quickly take control of the match, okay? It's your super OP move. Do not forget it. It's really good. Okay, Honda's sumo dash. This move is really good. Started using this a lot near the end. I didn't think too much of it. Like, I'm talking about the punch version, sorry. When you do sumo dash, you just run. Don't just run, guys. You have to press a button for this thing. But if you press punch, Honda is -3. So it's not his turn, but it's not punishable. So sometimes when I like to close the distance, I'll just randomly throw this out. Now, if you want to be really cheeky, you can take a gamble and you can do the last hit. There's a huge gap there, and most of the time the opponent knows they can take their turn. This will stop them from taking their turn. It will hit them and counter hit them and swat them. So if, hold on, go block, count 1. Boom. And then you can get some free pressure. That only use that if you're desperate. I wouldn't really need to rely on gimmicks with Honda. He's powerful enough as it is. But the OD version is a lot more legit. If you do the OD version, Honda is actually +2. Very, very good. That means you can, it's your turn. You can challenge with jab. You can do Ocho throw. If you're going for the Hail Mary, you can go for standing heavy kick to see if they're trying to jump on you. And don't forget about the OD version of this move. It's good for closing the distance if your opponent is sleeping on you, and being plus is really good. Some people don't know it's plus, so they'll try to challenge you. So don't forget about that. But the real reason you use sumo dash, actually we should talk more about it. Another good thing about the slap is that it's for corner carry. So whenever I want to go for corner carry, you're going to go into sumo dash, and you're going to do something like this. And now they're in the corner. Amazing corner carry. If you combo into this, like for example like this, same thing. Whenever you combo into this thing, think corner carry. That's mainly what it's for. Now let's talk about the down punch part. So you go to sumo dash, that's core circle forward kick, into down punch. This is your key combo finisher. Whenever you land a combo with Honda, or you want to do damage, you need to figure out ways to land this move. And now, we do have a Honda combo guide already up in the channel, but I'm thinking of doing a personal combo guide in tandem with my character guides, so probably look forward to that, and I'll show you all the crazy ways you can get into this. But main way is you're going to be doing first hit of close standing heavy kick, naturally goes into sumo dash, down punch. Drive rush heavy punch goes into it. So whenever you drive rush from something, so like something like this, or this, you know, any 2 hits even, even into itself. That is like the main way you do. If you get a counter hit with heavy punch, then that works too. You can go heavy punch into OD sumo dash, and that's how you can actually get into it as well. When you land this move, the key thing you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want it to go into butt slam. The reason you go into butt slam is because it has fantastic corner carry and you get Oki from this. So what you do is you get a free dash in. Your dash in, you're point blank. Ryu is back rising here. So if the opponent back rises, you're in Ochio throw range and you're plus. This is like, you want to get into this situation as much as you can. So it's super good combo into butt slam. You get in and you're +3 and you're good to go. So you can go to Ocho, you can go into Ocho throw. I think you're even more than +3. Hold on, let me check it one more time, make sure. Yeah, +3. And you can go heavy kick and you can drive rush. If they try to jump, you can go for low like this, or you can just go, you know, like crutch and light kick. Like that. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention about butt slam is that when you hit with if someone throws a fireball on you, your butt slam, when you land on them, you're gonna get a punish counter. You can combo after this. So actually, this is good I explain this now, because you want to go into the sumo dash. It's one hit heavy kick into sumo dash like this, and then same thing, back into the loop, get Oki. If you have level 3, you can combo the hands and boom, it's game over from there. So yeah, sumo dash, very important. It's your main combo thing. Okay, what else does Honda have for special moves? The clap. I don't use the clap at all, guys. The clap you can use to neutralize fireballs. It's down punch, by the way. You can neutralize fireballs, which it can be good because, once again, this is like something you don't have to overcommit with, like jumping or jumping forward or whatever, right? But when you use it in tandem with your stock, your down kick, now you can cancel the clap. You can cancel into like hands, for example. So the opponent is close. You can like surprise them with that. This is really gimmicky. I don't use this at all, to be honest with you guys. But it does make it so the clap is cancelable into hands. So that's really good. So now you got like a good combo tool. And I showed you guys before. Personally, what I use is standing medium punch into clap. And it's just a really easy confirm. You can hit confirm that, no problem. You don't have to commit. And that's pretty much what I use clap for. It could be good for pressure as well when your opponent is blocking, but really I don't use clap too much. It's only specifically with the stock. So the stock is really strong. If you have level 3 of this thing, it could be lights up for your opponent if you hit them once. The main moves that this enhances is it makes it so you can cancel into hands from clap, from far standing heavy punch, it couldn't before, and crouching heavy punch, it couldn't before. I mostly use crouching heavy punch when I'm gonna go for quick hands. I'll buffer in front of your opponent, and if I catch them, I go into hands, and then, you know, massive damage. It'll be like lights out from there. Getting the hands, it depends what kind of playstyle you are with Honda. If you're one of the Hondas that like to drive rush and go in, you know, then you might not be getting the stock too often. But if you're someone who's conservative and you like to maintain life lead, like after, you know, a headbutt, you know, go for hands. If your opponent is being very turtly on you and they're just jumping back and running away from you because they're scared of headbutt, don't forget to get a free hand stock. You might as well. They're giving you the space, right? So you might as well power them up so when you land a hit, its big deeps. It's not like Street Fighter 5 where you can go into hands from forward heavy kick. Can't do that. It's only those 2 punches I told you. Heavy punch, crouching heavy punch, and clap. Is there any more special moves that I didn't go over? Did I go over everything? Honda's hands. So it's not a piano in this game. It's just core circle pack light punch. Hands, honestly, I don't use hands that much because it's -4 on block, and that's punishable if you do it point blank. But you can space this. Like if you're gonna like bully with hands, you can go medium punch, light hands like this, and you're relatively safe. I only start using hands when I have level 3 because it's the easiest confirm in the world. You know, you hit them once with hands and you have 10 years to confirm into your level 3. I don't use OD hands that much either. You use OD hands. It's got good like corner carry, but the ways you combo into it, I just use sumo dash mainly for everything. Like even in this combo right here, you can go like this, you know, but like you can still just go like this, sumo dash. You don't have to use any meter. When you combine it with the stock, you know, you get a better combo because I think it's +5 instead. So you can do a standing light punch target combo, and when you hit OD hands with the stock in the air, you get a big juggle. So you get something like this, and that's really good because you can go into butt slam. It's good corner carry. It's a little bit more damage, but yeah, most of the time I'm still not using OD hands because even doing this is more damage. Going the other way around like this into OD butt slam does more damage than the combo I just showed you. So yeah, the hands, like I said, it's you want to sleep on it because when you combine it with his stock, like I said, it's some of the best damage when he has this level 3. But using it as a pressure tool, it's not that good because it's minus in this game. But I mean, sometimes you're not gonna have charge, man. Sometimes you're gonna walk forward and you're gonna go crouching light kick, crouching light punch, and you can't do headbutt, right? Or butt slam. So you have to go into your hands. That's totally fine. You just don't get much from it in this game. And if the opponent happens to do a drive impact on you during this, which I don't see too often, to be honest, at least in the ranks I'm playing in, you'll get a counter hit from this. And when you get a counter hit, I think you're +4 at least. So you can naturally combo. You can actually combo after it. Just keep that in mind if you get a counter hit. Like even on the first hit, it'll be +4 all the way through. Okay, what else move did I not talk about? Talk about hands. Ocho throw. So Ocho throw, it starts up in 7 frames. That's pretty slow for a command grab, but the OD version has respectable range and damage. Very good for closing out rounds. I like to do Ocho throw a lot. It puts you back in neutral, so you don't you don't get Oki from this, but Honda still has good forward walk speed. You can still drive rush, standing medium punch, and crouching medium kick if they're sleeping. And you can just get a stock too. So it's very, very good. Just don't think of it like a grappler. Remember, Honda is more of a bully character. You're not going to just be like, Ocho throws your main game plan. It's there to scare the opponent. You just have crafty ways to open them up if they become overly defensive. So I would mainly just stick between the heavy Ocho throw when you get Oki with butt slam. You can dash forward heavy. Doesn't matter if they back rise. Light is when you need the range. OD is when you're going for the kill. Because it's got the range and damage. It's very good. Okay, let's talk about supers now. So supers. Honda's level 1. Man, when I saw this move in the trailer, I thought this move was useless. I'm like, man, this move doesn't look good at all because it just knocks him full screen. Like, what the heck's the point of this thing? But this is actually Honda's like main reversal besides OD butt slam. So the difference is this. OD headbutt, not butt slam. OD headbutt has armor frame 1. And it goes through projectiles and strikes because the armor's through them, but it loses to throws. The level 1 beats strikes and throws. It's invincible, but it loses to projectiles. So Honda doesn't have a reversal that beats all 3. You're going to have to choose between each one. So usually when you're knocked down and your opponent's on you, the level 1 would technically be the safer choice because you're most likely going to get hit by a strike and a throw, right? And the OD headbutt is when you need something with speed because of the frame 1 armor or going through fireballs. So don't forget the difference with that. Of course, this is at the end of the day, it's not the best reversal because it's a super. That's a huge cost of meter, and your opponent blocks it. You're dead. You're donezo because you're gonna be -1 billion. But yeah, level 1 does have its uses. Just don't use it for like zoning. It's not used for that. It loses projectiles completely. Yeah, I'll just show you to make sure you guys know. Boink. Well, that was a good trade there. Maybe you're going for a Hail Mary, but you know, you're gonna lose because of that recent change. Honda's level 2. This is supposed to be used specifically against fireballs. But you know what? I'll be honest with you guys. I don't like Honda's level 2. I don't think it's that good. The reason I don't think it's that good is because I think it's too slow for how much meter it costs. So if someone's like playing Guile or Chun-Li and they're full screen on you, your level 2 is not nearly fast enough to punish someone to a fireball unless you do it insanely like preemptive, you know. So against most zoners, when you see the fireball, that was enough time. If you're really fast, I'm not saying, you know, it's completely useless. I just prefer to do headbutt, and I'm so close to level 3, and I love Honda's level 3. It's so powerful. It's so easy to land. So most of the time I'm conservative with it and I don't use it. Another thing it could be used for is when you know you have lethal. So for example, you can do like OD hands. Like you can go and you go hold on, like this, and then you can go into his level 2 from that. Oh, I actually don't even need charge. What am I doing? There we go. Yeah, and you just call into his level 2. If you just need just a little bit more damage. The animation is sick, but I just honestly don't use it much. But just remember, this thing is projectile invincible. Its main use is to go through fireballs and for comboing in situations where you have lethal. Don't forget about that. Also with his level 1, on his level 1, as a combo tool, I mean, it's not the best, but if you have the opponent in the corner, you can combo to this thing after heavy hands. You can go heavy hands, and then you can combo into his level 1. Oops, I dropped it. Timing's a little tight, but it's possible. So that's another good way to do some really good deeps. I didn't use any, like, you know, drive meter there at all. So, yeah. Honda's level 3. This is the star of the show. This is really good. So this is fully invincible, and it can go through fireballs. So if Ryu does a fireball, I can level 3 through this and hit them. So very, very good. And if, well, so like I said, with the level 2 super, I wouldn't normally use it full screen. If you're going to beat it with fireballs, I would use it like mid-screen like this. The same with his level 3. But if you hit far with his level 3, you're not going to get animation. Don't forget that. So you're going to, hold on, let's see if we find the range here. See how it knocks him back? The damage is, you know, it's not that good. So don't forget, if you're going to punish a fireball, you have to be reasonably close. So level 3, it combos from everything. Most of the time, you're going to want to like sneak in. That's a free level 3. Very, very easy hit confirm. Just go medium hands. Every time you land, you know, a big combo, you can go like this, hands. Actually, don't do that combo, hold on. Just straight up do heavy hands. What am I talking about? Yeah, go like this. Like I said, I'm probably going to do a combo guide for Honda, and I'll go through all this stuff for you guys. It just does so much damage, dude. It's so easy to combo into. You can even combos level 3 from a close headbutt. So if you're really close and you want to maximize your damage, headbutt's really good. That didn't combo, by the way. Like this. Oops. Yeah, very good. That's like when you want like the least amount of scaling. Very, very strong. If your opponent jumps in for a jump in, I didn't even mention that headbutt is an anti-air. Damn it. Don't worry, I'll mention it on the game plan. But if you anti-air with headbutt, well, this is what happens when you do a character guy without a script. Okay, you can anti-air with it for maximum deeps. Yeah, level 3, man, just really good. That's the super you're going to be doing the most, and you're going to be doing level 1s when you're desperate and you're in a pinch and you need a reversal. Okay, so that's all his normal specials and supers and unique attacks. Let's talk about Honda's game plan. Okay, so Honda's game plan. You are a bully character, and your job is to burn your opponent out, wear them down, and just make them hate the game. Like, seriously, make them hate the game. You don't necessarily need to get them in the corner like most characters, and you're going to just adapt to what they do when you're bullying them with headbutts. So, full screen away. Honestly, you don't really need to do much. You can get free hands. You can start, if they're throwing fireballs, don't forget to do your neutral jump heavy punch to waltz your way in. And with Honda, you're mostly going to be around this range, the mid-range. The mid-range is where the headbutts become much harder to parry. So you're going to start headbutting your opponent. If they perfect parry you, remember to use light headbutts sometimes to throw off their perfect parry timing. Even medium headbutt, like if you're a little further, you can throw medium headbutts, still kind of slowish, where their perfect parry timing is going to be off. And then from the mid-range, like the far range Honda, there's not much you can do, right? I don't recommend like doing headbutt from full screen away. That's a little crazy. If the opponent like jumps backwards, you might put yourself in the corner, you know. Don't be too impatient with Honda. You're going to be crouching a lot. Man, they even added a crouching animation for Honda. When he crouches too long, you see he puts his fists on the floor. They know how you're going to play Honda. So at least, like I said, just get hands. So at the mid-range here, if your opponent jumps on you, your anti-air options are Heavy Punch, which is your go-to. I highly recommend Heavy Punch. It doesn't require a charge. You can walk back and forth freely and always have access to it. So don't forget Heavy Punch. Headbutt. All 3 headbutts are anti-airs. I ideally would probably use light and medium because they start up the fastest. Heavy starts up in 14, light starts up in 10. So when your opponent jumps in on you, if in the pinch, you know, you can use light headbutt, really, really good damage. And once again, you can go into your level 3. You can use the OD headbutt too if you need that extra ounce of speed and armor. OD butt slam is the other anti-air, but you're not using it necessarily for anti-air. That's used for like specific hard to stop air attacks like dive kicks from Cammy, for example, or other airborne attacks like another Honda. If a Honda player does a headbutt on you, OD butt slam will beat them because it's airborne. It'll be Blanca ball, things like that. Don't forget. At mid-range here, you're gonna bully with headbutt constantly. If the opponent jumps, you use butt slam to swat them out of the air to stop them from jumping. And then when they're conditioned and they're scared of you, you want to start drive rushing in. I like to drive rush a lot with Honda because his drive rushes are sick. Drive rush standing medium punch. When they block it, you can Ocho throw them. You can just go back into headbutt. The pressure is fantastic. You have a lot of options here. Standing heavy kick. If they try to jump 2 hits, you go into your combo. If they are blocking a lot on you and their defense is really good, you can try drive rush crouching medium kick. That blows them up low and you can combo after it, of course. If they block it, I mean, you're still +2, you're laughing. It's still your turn. If you're really far away, again, you can drive rush forward heavy kick. This hits low. You can combo after it if you're close enough. And don't forget your drive rush Ocho throw as well, and your drive rush Kara cancel into Ocho throw. Now, when your opponent gets close, Honda is still fantastic close because you got your crouching light punch. When they're on you, use crouching light punch to swat them away. Make sure to combo into headbutt to drain their drive gauge, even if they're blocking. If you don't have charge, you can use hands for a little bit of drive drain. Combo into level 3 if you happen to hit them. Crouching light kick is still really good for checking them low. Standing, using standing heavy punch, standing medium punch. These buttons are way too slow to use this close range. So you're most going to be using those buttons at mid-range. So like if your opponent sticks out like a really good button, you can whiff punish. I like to whiff punish a lot with Honda. And you can get a crush counter that way. And if you hit them, you can convert into full sumo dash. Very, very, very good. Yeah, forward heavy kick, another good mid-range tool. Crouching ferrets, I showed you guys that was safe on block. Also, if you get in really close with Honda, they're in threat of your target combo, so that leads to a lot of mind games. Just the pressure alone is devastating. You have to worry about the Ocho throw in between. You have to worry about blocking and overhead in between. In general, it's just really good, and you can get away with a lot of pressure with it. And yeah, honestly, most of the time when you're close with Honda, it's crouch and light punch like all the way, dude. It's just a very, very good button. That's pretty much it. And then obviously Ocho throw. When you get your opponent to the corner, the chances of them jumping on you or doing drive impact is going to be very, very high. But that's okay because, you got hands that beats drive impact. Headbutt. If your opponent has to preemptively drive impact you in order to hit your headbutt. So the only time that's going to happen is if you're really predictable and you do a double headbutt. Like you do headbutt and they block and then you do another headbutt. Like do something like this. If they drive impact there, they're going to hit you. So don't become too predictable with that. So you just want to keep bowling with headbutt. They're going to jump. And when they do jump, heavy punch. If they jump straight up here, like on this distance, Heavy punch. Just keep using heavy punch. You can hold charge and just chill. If they jump at you, headbutt, you know, into level 3. If they get too scared, you can just walk forward, Ocho throw. That's a good way to wake them up. And crouching medium kick becomes very good here. You might be able to get away with your standing light kick. While you're in the corner, the target combo is also extra strong because when you go into like butt slam, you basically steal your turn back. Because you know you're basically +1. You could just loop this forever. You'd be able to beat a lot of low ranks with just this alone. But then when you mix in this on top of that, and they're constantly worrying about when you're finally gonna Ocho throw them, it could be really scary. You can even cancel the overhead into the butt slam itself, which is really annoying because they're gonna jump away from you, obviously, because they're scared of the grab. Then you can OD them and hit them back down, and then you guys know how it is. And then anytime you see a counter hit, you can confirm that into the double light punch. So target combo goes really good in tandem when being close and really good in the corner. Honda doesn't need to get the opponent to the corner like most characters. Like most of the time, Honda's just chilling mid-range. That's like his best range. And you can drain the opponent's strike gauge that way. I think as a Honda player, you have to worry about players crossing you up. So if you're more of an advanced player, you have more awareness. When people try to cross you up, you can just jump back jab. If you're more of a beginner, just to stop them. You don't want them to jump over you with Honda. But if you're more of an advanced player, you can do a delayed headbutt and you can cross up with it. When you do that, I recommend using the light headbutt or the OD headbutt because that starts up faster and it's easier to get the autocorrect. Sorry, that's what I was trying to say. So use OD and light for that version. And when you do that, you actually can still do your level 3, which is good. Very important when, like, once again, when you get your opponent in the corner. And I think that's pretty much it, guys. I'm not gonna lie, Honda is the easiest character in this game. I think he's completely easy mode. He's super easy to play and super easy to win with. He's very strong. He randoms out and blows up pro players. I think Honda is a fantastic character to start off with. The only downside is some people don't like charge characters. His reversals aren't the best, and in very high level play that people are good at perfect parrying you, that is going to be a problem for Honda. And of course zoning, because you have to, you know, use OD headbutt a lot to stop zoners. But don't forget, guys, I'm probably going to do another combo guide with Honda, specifically the combos I use, so look forward to that. And I'll probably do how to counter Honda guide as well. So every time I get a character to master rank, I'm probably going to do a covering those characters, and I'll do, you know, combo guide, character guide, how to counter guide, and I'm going to catch up with it because I got 5 characters to master now. The next one will be Marisa. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this guide. Did I explain it well? Was I talking too fast? I did this completely without a script. And did I give enough information that I think will be helpful to you guys? Please let me know in the comments below. Give me feedback, and I'll do my best to improve the guide with the limited time I have, since, you know, I'm like streaming every single day. But I hope this was useful for some Honda players out there. And yeah, playing Honda is a lot of fun, man. This character is very strong. They did a good job with him in Street Fighter 6. So I'm going to take off, guys. So look forward to those future guides real soon here. I'll start hammering them out, and we'll get to more characters. So take care, everyone, and good luck on getting master rank. Peace out.